Today on episode 200 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our NFL Week 2 pick show, our college football preview and recap, and the TCF top 3 of balls. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 200. That's right, 200. So for those of you old school TCF heads, will remember we were with a company called The Loop Sports. It's actually how we met Maddie and did our first 30 episodes with them. And then when we branched out back on our own, we started our count over and we had 30 episodes with them. If you ever want to listen to them, I think they're still on SoundCloud. But we have done 170 episodes since then. So plus the 30, this is episode 200 of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. You can find us on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days, at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like as well. Head on over to YouTube for all of our content in video form. Wherever you get your podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, wherever you get them, we are there. You can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. And, of course, the gentleman that I am joined with tonight, that is Maddie at schools_01 and Zach at ZLilia TCF. Boys, I know we normally talk about the weather, but 200 episodes is kind of wild. We're almost to the 6-year mark. We're creeping up on it, but we made it to 200.
Yeah, it started with me and a guy who's not on here, Gamer. We tried doing one in my parents' basement, did not work. So then me and Boomy ended up doing one at my parents' house sometime around there. It was pretty much just a microphone on top of a computer. We didn't have it recorded. Oh, not like video recording. We barely knew what we were doing audio wise. We did that for a while and we were in Boomy's basement, and now we're doing it over StreamYard. We went to Skype. We've been all over the place. That doesn't even
include like all of the daily shows and all of the other content we've been putting out over the years.
We're still doing morning shows. Make sure you check that out. Usually coming out Monday. We're going to try and do either Monday morning or Tuesday mornings. Just kind of going over the weekend of football. But yeah, it's been a crazy ride. Now we also do food reviews. We've been to the All-Star game. We've been all over the place.
Gotta love it.
I think Maddie, I think you were with us when we were on SoundCloud.
No, I think it was somewhere around the 75 mark.
Yeah.
We used to do the
somewhere in that neck of the nib.
What was the podcast me and you did?
Well, we did the money line with Nick.
Yep, and that's where I met Maddie, and then I invited him on a few times to do the TCF with us, and he stuck around.
Now he's stuck with us.
Couldn't get rid of me.
I think it's the other way around. You couldn't get rid of us. We've shown up at your house on an NFL Sunday before.
That's right. We need to do that again here this year. That was fun.
Absolutely. Well, we made it to 200. Weather's been perfect outside. Freezing in the mornings. I got in my car this morning. It was 47.
Yeah, walking home to school, dude. Usually walk home to school because it's like about a 12-minute walk or so. And it's been a bit nipply here lately.
Well, for me at work, I usually wear jeans every day, hot or cold. And if I can just throw a sweatshirt on, it's perfect out.
It is. It's we talk about it all the time, but it is perfect Husky boy season.
Well, also like at night when you're going golfing, unfortunately it gets dark around like 7:30 or so you can't golf as late as usual. But you can throw on that sweater or whatever, and I don't like being hot. So
the hoodie and shorts is my go-to. It's just always
I love it.
Always will be.
I forgot the hoodie tonight, so I was short sleeve shirt, short pants. I was cold.
Now you get like the thin, like the really nice thin hoodies too. Those are like just
that's when you gotta start just leaving a sweatshirt in your golf bag.
Yep. Keeping one in the trunk.
God,
season.
Are you?
Oh boy, Thursday night football games on for those of you that.
It's so irritating sometimes, dude. These fucking Thursday night games. Nobody has it's just any basic fundamentals of football just go out the window.
It's an absolute crapshoot, and we'll
drops,
get to that.
Turnovers, all of it. Jesus, I'm sorry.
We'll get to that here shortly, but let's jump into things. As always, we've got sinkers and floaters, and I'll get started with my sinker, and that is the Great Wall of China.
I know this. I heard this story. This is great.
The Great Wall of China has only been pierced a few times by some big names in history: Genghis Khan, the Manchus. And now apparently Zhang and Wang, 2 construction workers, they have been arrested for smashing a path through a section of the ancient wall, which is a cultural icon and a protected heritage site. They breached it in a broken down section from a restored segment most Chinese and foreign tourists are familiar with. The Chinese government did arrest these gentlemen, 38-year-old Zhang and 55-year-old woman named Wang. So the Great Wall of China on the major hot seat. If we got 2 construction workers just going through it like a hot knife through butter, we can't be happy.
I mean, there's got to be constant construction on that thing, right?
Well, it's thousands of years old. Yeah, it's got to be.
And miles. Like how many miles is it?
Oh, thousands, I think.
Insane. Who thought about, like, let's put just a giant bridge? Well, it's not a bridge, wall that you can walk on.
Well, like, that's kind of the one, like, they always say the San Francisco Bridge is always being painted. They paint it from one end to the other, and then by the time they're ready, they start over.
Probably the same thing with, like, the Empire State Building. What's the statue in New York?
The Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. That thing just has to always be getting cleaned.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't even bother.
It's changed colors. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It used to be, the copper or whatever.
Yep.
Forgot what happens to it. Something that like oxidizes or something.
Yep.
I think
when copper oxidizes, it turns green.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's pretty
unfortunate.
I mean, that's a pretty sick gift from the French. Let's just be real. That's one of the better things in French history, in my opinion.
No, don't get me started on the French.
What a gift. You know what's not a good gift? The trade that the Bears made for Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool. I mean, if you watch some of the
is that your sinker?
He's my sinker. Claypool? Sorry. I didn't say that, but yeah, he's my sinker because he stinks. I mean, he shouldn't be allowed to play for the Bears this week. The way he looked in some of those plays where he didn't even try to block, Matt Eberflus has even talked about it, that he may not even be in the lineup, deactivated. Apparently, he wasn't in like the starting 11 on offense, so he was mad about that. So then they extended it so that he wasn't looking like a reserve. Then he goes out and plays like he did. I mean, this guy, the writing on the wall should have been when he was with the Steelers. He had bad attitude there. That's why they got rid of him. And luckily they've already drafted the pick that the Bears had, so you can kind of just forget about it. It's in the past. But still, having this, I mean, he may not make it to week 2.
Yeah, he stinks, dude. It's bad.
I mean, it's just how ugly it looks when it's just so blatant on tape.
Yeah,
he's not trying to block. He's not trying to do anything. He's getting out of the way of stuff. You stink.
Being that it's the 32nd pick in the fucking draft they gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just you did what you wanted in that trade for Roquan, and you got the equity you wanted for it, and then you turned around and flipped it for Chase Claypool.
But like I said, luckily that's in the past. You can just kind of forget about the pick. Just it never happened. But this guy is maybe going to be on the team the rest of the year. He may not be on the team this week. So I don't know where you go from there because you know what they have a few guys. Was it Amenius, St. Brown?
Equanimous.
He can play.
Supposed to be very good in the run game.
Yeah, you know what? Mm-hmm. Claypool, if you're not going to try, see you later.
Well, the problem is that he's a veteran, right? This isn't some 22-year-old rookie.
I wouldn't say he's a veteran. He's probably been in the league, 5 years?
Yeah, that's veteran at this point. 5 years.
Okay.
I mean, you got to be.
What I'm saying is he's had enough time
He's old enough to know the fucking right way and wrong way to do.
But what I mean is he's also shown what he's been.
Yeah, like he's been.
And the Bears thought, we'll just change him. No,
he's had like videos on Instagram and Snapchat and shit where he like people asked him if he was going to try harder, and he's like, "No, fuck."
The biggest offseason of his career, and for a little bit of it, he was on the pup list
for like a day.
Yeah, a day, and then it never seemed like it was going well. And then when you go out and look like that against the Packers in the game where they need you to look good, because I understand, the 2 targets to DJ Moore sucked, but it was because they knew, just stay on Chase Claypool, and maybe you need a guy to guard him because he may not even try if you don't guard him.
I think Maddie said it best, is that he's been in this league long enough to know the difference.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have to have a sit-down meeting with a 5 or 6 year veteran, that's ridiculous.
And it
makes the Bears it's not like that guy's got a deal either. So I don't know what he's like.
This is his last year of the deal he's with. He's going to be a free agent. The tape is not going to look good.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's not the kind of guy people are going to break the bank for. He's not going to get a Christian Kirk deal.
He'll definitely still be in the NFL, but he's not going to make the money he wanted to if he keeps playing like that. He'll be lucky to play for the Bears on Sunday.
Absolutely. Maddie, what's your sinker this week?
My sinker, and I guess I have a tendency to do this, but I think it's a sinker only in that it started out bad before it finally got resolved, but it started out really bad. And that's bad people breaking out of jail. That Danilo Cavalcante escaped a Pennsylvania prison about a week or so after he was convicted of murdering his girlfriend. Really bad dude. Sounds like he was wanted in Brazil for a murder there as well. So obviously not.
He was on the run for 14 days.
Yeah, but how he broke out, he crab walked between two walls.
Insane. Somebody else did that. Upwards. Somebody else did that in the same spot, and they thought, "Oh, we'll just put some barbed wire there. They won't do it anymore." Well, guess what? It didn't stop this guy.
No, I want to say that
pushed right through the barbed wire when he got there. Like you guys said,
also arrested in an Eagles, and he was arrested in an Eagles sweatshirt.
Yep.
I mean, and also the guys just took like a victory picture with the guy.
Yeah.
If you guys saw that,
story.
I mean, the guys who found him, there's probably about 40 dudes who were just standing there taking a picture with him.
I don't blame him for that. That was a 2-week manhunt.
I understand that, but like, I've never seen something like that.
Oh, that happens all the time.
They just take pictures with him?
Yeah, Yeah, Maddie, I saw that was. I think that you might have this in your story, Maddie, but I want to say that's that prison's like 8th prison break in like the last 10 years or something like that from that same place.
I'm not sure what the actual number was. I know it's not the only one in recent years though, but the video of him getting out was absolutely wild. Going on a 14-day, chase, stole a van, stole a gun, broke into a house, kind of fucked with the landowner or the homeowner there. The homeowner heard him break in, flipped the lights on to say like, "Hey, I know someone's in here," and this guy flips them back on and off at him.
Oh god! I would,
kind of fucking with him. He was young too, and he was like only 5 foot tall, 5 foot and 120 pounds. Dude,
yeah,
like a little fucking.
Now that they found this guy, if you see where he's going to live the rest of his life,
he will be in a very tight steel box,
very little box,
as he should be. Speaking of tight, small spaces, my floater is a literal floater in a man who was confined in a small space, and that is a Florida man who was attempting to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a homemade hamster wheel. He was arrested by the Coast Guard.
Was it like federal charges?
What?
I already had like federal charges against him.
I was going to get to that here in just a second.
Sorry. Well, I just saw that. I'm like, for that? I'm like, whoa.
Well, apparently he was out there for 5 days. And so it says he got 70 miles off the coast of Tybee Island, Georgia, and was making preparations for Hurricane Franklin. Or the Coast Guard spotted him while they were making, the preparations for the hurricane.
He was going to probably die in that, wouldn't he?
Oh, probably. There's no way he makes it all the way to the end. He is facing charges of obstruction of boarding and violation of a captain of the port order. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but essentially it looks like he was trying to float to Europe or Africa, one of the two, in basically one of like the Bubble Boy things. Like,
I've seen that, and you know what? That takes a lot of work, a lot of manpower. But
also takes a lot of stupidity.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those things like, what do you call them? Natural selection.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
If you're willing to do that in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah, I don't think he checked the weather report.
Yeah,
I don't think he knew that there was a hurricane coming.
He might do his homework here.
Yeah, well, anybody who's willing to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a bubble is probably not,
I don't think they're
doing the research they need to.
Yeah, I don't think they're all with it.
That's fair. What's your floater, Zach?
My floater is having Joakim Noah officiate your wedding. That'd be so awesome. I saw Derrick Rose got married, and he had Joakim Noah officiate his wedding. That would be like the best person to ever do it. I love Joakim Noah. I also love Derrick Rose. I watched some highlights today. Whenever I see a video on Instagram of like Derrick Rose just doing something awesome, I go down a rabbit hole and I just watch it for days because Derrick Rose was the most electric basketball player. He could do whatever he wanted when. No, he couldn't shoot a 3-pointer, but
that MVP season was just
that MVP season was amazing.
I think so too.
To see Joakim Noah officiate the wedding and Derrick Rose there, like that just made me smile.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Maddie, did you see that picture?
I did. Does anybody have any more swag than Joakim Noah? Like, my God.
Maybe Derrick Rose.
If I could pull that look off that Noah had it was just.
And he's like, what, 7 feet tall? I mean, he just looks amazing in whatever he wears.
Just makes it look so easy. He seems like such a cool guy.
Yeah, just so cool.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
probably like the best speech ever. And it was just like, and I love how he calls Derrick Rose Pooh. Like, that's his nickname. And then when he writes on Instagram, that's the way he writes it. And
just a cool dude, man. Oh, that's the best way to put it.
I missed that team. That team was the best.
Yeah, he's like Mount Rushmore of NBA cool guys in the last 20 years, I would say.
Like, I didn't get to watch the Michael Jordan era with all those great teams, but like watching Derrick Rose and that it was Joakim and like Luol Deng and all those guys, like that was so much fun to watch.
That needs to be the next top 3 sickest athletes like that we have coming up or something. So like just from a cool factor.
The
coolest athletes.
Yeah.
I like it. Maddie, what's your floater this week?
I'm gonna go back to the well, and it's not a pay-per-view this weekend, but it's a free UFC card, and there is actually a title fight on this one. So it's usually they save the title fights for a pay-per-view. They're giving out a free one this week on ESPN Plus. So Valentina Shevchenko against Alexa Grasso for the
that guy who's he's a young kid,
Jack Della Maddalena against Holland too. It should be a great fight to lead up into that one too.
Who's the young guy?
Good fights.
He came in kind of young.
Raul Rosas.
Yeah, he's fighting in the card too.
Yeah, he's fighting a guy who can't grapple, so it seems like they're trying to.
Well, he lost his last fight, so I think they're kind of trying to bring him back.
Smashed in his last fight.
I mean,
like dominated. He was a huge favorite and got absolutely.
Dude, I cannot wait for the Islam.
The card on October 21st is going to be the whole day. That day on the 21st is that card. The Abu Dhabi card starts at like 11 in the morning, and then the college football slate. Let me give you a quick sample of the slate of games on tap for that day. We've got Utah, USC, Penn State, Ohio State, Arizona State, Washington, Tennessee, Bama, Washington State, Oregon, Army, LSU, TCU, Kansas State, Ole Miss, Auburn, UCF, Oklahoma, Houston in Texas, and a bunch more. So I think UL Monroe and Georgia Southern play that day too in a little Sun Belt action. So should be an absolute.
Colorado's playing somebody fun.
Actually, I think Colorado's got a bye that week, to be honest.
Of all the
Wrong,
weeks.
Zach.
Of all the weeks, I guess.
Yeah,
My
the
bad.
NCAA doesn't need them. They got a monster slate. Like I said, Tennessee goes back to Bama. That should be a monster. Penn State, Ohio State, probably one of the biggest matchups in the Big Ten this year, if not the biggest.
Absolutely.
So should be an
Mark
unbelievable Saturday on October 21st. Do not make that apple picking Saturday, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
tell you
save
that
that,
right
save
now.
that for the following weekend or push it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's jump into the TCF Sports Minute, boys. We'll start off here with the Cubbies. A little bit of a skid here, 78 and 69.
You know what? You know
starting
what?
to look a little bit more
You can't
like
do this.
division's not going to happen.
You can't. Maybe not. But you can't do this. A team that is 30 games below 500. You go there, you can't lose a series to the Rockies at this time of year.
No,
Yeah.
and I really want the division badly because I got like 1,000 in futures coming if they do win the division. So
Also,
Would be
Tyone,
very nice.
I don't know what you do with the guy.
Yeah, you're stuck
Can
with
you
him
keep
right
throwing
now.
him back out there?
You have to. I mean, who else are you going to start?
Oh, bring
Yeah,
Drew Smiley back. I don't know. I don't know what if you can keep throwing this guy
Bring
out
up-
there with the
bring
way
up Cade Horton at this point. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Or Ben Brown, whatever. I mean, sir, just at some point you just got to throw your best pitchers out there. And Tyone is just not a major league.
he looked
level pitcher at
decent
this
for like
point
the
right
first
now.
3 innings, and then just it went away.
Yeah,
The offense
and
is
now
just
you don't have
Not
Owsley
there
now.
all
and
the
it's-
time.
Not having Owsley, you cannot put this bullpen in bad spots anymore.
No.
Like, it's just you need your starting pitching to be top notch, and you got Stroman sitting on the fucking bench, and you got it's just like whatever.
Well,
It
And then
sucks. Just get in the playoffs and hope for the best. Maybe get
Yeah,
a wild
it-
card.
I hate to put it like this, but like it looks like it's going to take a lot more skidding for them to not make the playoffs. They're still in that wild card 2 spot, game and a half behind the wild card 1 spot. But PCA gets called up. I'll be honest, PCA doesn't look great so far. His fielding's, but obviously other
His
than the one
defense is
drop-
unfucking
Yeah.
believable. Like
Unbelievable.
that dude is
It's just
that's the real deal defensively.
like they were
everything
saying
he's
on
cracked up to be.
the broadcast. You always see a pitcher better the second time. So like
Yeah.
him seeing these guys for the first time, it's gonna be tough for him. But his defense is so fucking good.
And like I don't want people to panic. Like it's his first series up in the bigs. He's
It's
gonna hit.
baseball. It's just tough.
He's gonna hit. But a big. I mean, you talk about a big series this weekend in Arizona with them.
With
as the
Candelario
wild
going
card
on the
two.
IL, you kind of had to keep Bellinger at first base, and now you have him in center field. It helps.
Bullpen's got to kind of get back to the swagger they had back.
You need
in
Owsley back.
July. Yeah, I mean, even like I know they're trying the little kid. He hasn't been great, and there's just been spots. Quas has been terrible. There's just spots where it's like they got to figure that.
You need like a
aspect out.
good 7-8
bullpen.
inning start.
Yeah. I do. I really do think that they're still going to make the playoffs. I really do.
Oh yeah, I think they'll be
but-
in the wild cards at somewhere.
Yep. I agree. Anything else on the Cubs, boys?
We just got to be better.
Maddie?
like to see the sticks come back a little bit.
Yeah, the offense
like to
is kinda
see-
going down a little bit, but you can't. That's why you need better pitching because you can't rely on the offense that much in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
What were you saying, Maddie?
No, I just like to see the offense. Like, it just seems like they go these games where it's 1 run, 1 run, 2 runs, 2 runs, 1 run, 9 runs, 1 run, 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs. Like, just meet me in the middle somewhere. You know, like you said, get a little bit more from PCA once he gets comfortable, and can't take him out of the field though. Like he covers a lot of ground. It's unbelievable. It makes it look very, very easy out
Unbelievable.
there too. So, kind of
Did
guy
I-
you just gotta have to play.
He had
Did I
2
miss
plays
something?
the first time he started that had the hat tip.
Yeah.
on the pitcher.
Did I miss something, or did Canario never? Has he still never seen the field?
He came back up when Owsley went
Yeah.
on the IL. I believe he was reactivated then.
I don't
Okay.
understand why he's not playing for the Iowa Cubs right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but hopefully they figure it out. We got a couple weeks left, and then hopefully some playoff baseball here at the beginning of October. One team that will officially not be playing in playoff baseball is the White Sox, 56-90 They have officially been eliminated. Not a whole lot to talk about here, except for they did come back from they were down 9-0 on Wednesday and came back to tie it. They did end up losing the game. So that was a wild one. But yeah, it's over. The ride is done.
You get the season over with. If you want to go to a game, you have some good food. Honestly, guaranteed rates, you have some good food, but that's about it.
Very
Maddie,
sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
No,
Maddie, I'll open the floor.
I'm crushed. Let me tell you, it's just very, very sad to see this organization go down in burning flames the way they talked. So, just hate to see it. That's all. Really
Maddie
feel bad.
will never forget.
I really
never
feel
forget.
bad.
That's fair. I completely understand. Let's move in. We got the Bears this weekend. The Bears head to Tampa Bay, who defeated the Minnesota Vikings last week. What
ruined my survivor pool?
Oh, I'm still in that. We're all right.
I have two, so I'm also in one. But I had the Vikings in one.
So, what do you guys need to see out of the Bears this weekend to make it not ready to jump off the ship?
Anything out of this offense. I need to see some movement. The offensive line giving Justin Fields some time. I want to see DJ Moore get more than 2 targets. I want to see this defense get a little more pressure. I just want to see an all. I know it sounds stupid, but I just want to see an all-around better game.
Yeah,
I want more effort.
Honestly, that's not from what you saw last weekend. That's not a ton to ask for. Like, it's something that's very plausible.
I want to see Justin Fields get out of the pocket. I want to see them get a play set up to where he's not just sitting back there trying to go through his reads with a shoddy interior offensive lineman, rookie left tackle, and Braxton Jones holding everybody in sight. I'd like to go, see him take some shots down the field because there was none of that at all. There was nothing to commit, really. He didn't look very good, in my opinion, either. Obviously, Zach went into detail about how bad Claypool looked. And like you mentioned, 2 targets to DJ Moore is not acceptable. This guy's an elite playmaker on the outside. You got to get him the fucking ball. There's no questions asked. You just got to find a way to get him the ball. So
also,
that's what I want to see.
Don't push somebody in like broad daylight.
Yeah,
in the middle of a fight. DJ Moore, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It's like, how obvious can you be?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. You got to be smarter than that. And defensively, I'd maybe just somebody get in the fucking backfield would be nice because it's not like as well as Green Bay played. I don't think it's like Jordan Love was fine. He obviously didn't hurt him whatsoever, but he wasn't. I mean, his statistics weren't any better than Fields, really, like when you look at like the analytical stats and stuff. But Green Bay's defense was so fucking good, and they were just fundamental. They were everywhere they needed to be.
I'm not even being a hater.
Jair is an unbelievable dude. That dude does not get anywhere near enough credit. And Rashawn Gary is a wrecker in the backfield too. So it's like Green Bay might just be one of those teams where maybe they got underestimated a little bit too, especially from a defensive perspective. But I don't know.
The only thing I gotta say about that is like you gotta look at Jordan Love through like once he plays a good defense is when we can like actually gauge what he's gonna do. This Bears defense, they had no pressure, no nothing.
Yeah,
we gotta see more out of we gotta see more out of this defense.
No, I agree, and I think I know we're going to talk more about the Bears here in the picks show too. So,
because I mean, I understand I'm not even whatever, but like the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers isn't like this almighty whatever. This Bears defense looked awful.
The Packers have a pretty widely accepted like top 3 offensive line in football.
Eddie Jackson was awful. And Tyler Gordon got hurt.
But yeah, Eddie it was like they weren't even there. I mean, they were getting, and then I hate what they do is like you look behind them like, was I supposed to guard him? Let's figure this out. It's been 2 years of just like it just seems like anyone can get a first down whenever they want.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you got to stand up and do something.
But you know what? We play the Bucs. I know they're good. Baker Mayfield, tough guy, but he's looking tough. He's trying to be tough. But you know what? I'm not that scared of Baker Mayfield. I may eat my words, you know what I mean? But this Bears defense has just got to get after the quarterback.
So before we move on, I'll ask you guys predictions for Sunday. Bears win, cover.
I think the Bears win. I do think the Bears win. I'm not going to take them, bet them. I'm done betting them for the rest of the season. But
yeah, come on.
I don't believe you.
I don't buy that one.
For now,
Insert
at least this week. At least this week. But
I also don't buy that either. You'll end up betting like their team over or something.
Maybe. But I just think that the Bucs got a weird game maybe from the Vikings. They got a win there, but I think the Bears can go down there and hopefully they look like a totally different team.
Yeah, score prediction.
28-21 maybe.
Maddie?
24-16 Bears.
All right. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to beat them by a lot, but
eight field goals. Cairo Santos. Blast them through.
Careful what you wish for, Maddie.
I'll take anything for a W.
But before we move on, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. They have easily the best coffee around that you are going to find. Make sure that you head to their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. Listen, they work with Dom Frederick. They work with Ian Happ. Those guys are not going to promote bad coffee. You don't win gold gloves drinking bad coffee, okay? So if it's good enough for Ian Happ, it's good enough for you. So connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. We love us some Connect Roasters coffee over here. So big shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters. Boys, let's get into it. It is week 2 of the NFL Pick Show. Week 1 went well for some of us and not so well for the rest of it, for some other ones. Quick recap, me and Zach both went 4-2.
After Chance made a big deal, or Boomy, whatever your name is, made a big deal about me getting last place, not getting all my picks in, this and that. Tie for first.
We're 1 week in, all right?
I'm just saying, big fella. You came at me last week. Oh, he forgot to get picks in, this and that. I'm coming for your head.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season shapes out.
Well, you know how, Maddie, you know how he works the numbers too.
No, that's not true. You have access to all the spreadsheets, so don't start.
I'm just saying, Maddie.
You've never won a title. Just because I've got 2 and Matt's got 1, I don't need chirping from the peanut gallery of guys who don't even remember to get their picks in.
There's 2 things less certain in life than anything else, and that's IRS agents and Boomy's auditing of the picks. So let's just leave it.
That's what I would say if I was not the 2-time champion of this. So Pigoy went 2-4, and Maddie went 1-5.
Yeah, and nice ice cube emoji from Pigoy on the post.
Yeah,
by the way.
You know what? I got a lot of those, Maddie, last year. Yeah, so you can take one. You get one.
Guy goes just giving out nothing but winners last year, and all of a sudden I have one bad week, and I get the ice cube emoji. So I see how this is.
It's a year-by-year basis.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it, boys. As always, we've got 2 noon games, 2 afternoon games, a Sunday night and the Monday night game. So does anybody want to start with their noon
I'll go
game?
first. It's the Chiefs minus 3.5 in Jacksonville. I mean, they're going to go out there and they are going to destroy the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to have Kelsey back. They're going to have Jones. I mean, and coming off of a loss at home, they are going to be ready, and they are going to win by at least 3.5. Let's just say that.
All right, we got Chiefs for Zach. What's your other pick?
My other pick is the Lions minus 5.5 at home against the Seahawks. The Seahawks, who were they got Geno Smith, this and that, blah 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 blah. They go out, lose first week, and then they got to play the Lions in Detroit, coming off a win against the Chiefs. I think 5.5 for the Lions.
I need
Also,
to see.
I don't want anyone to forget who gave out the Jets pick last week. That's me.
Guy remembers his picks 1 week, and now he's a savant.
I just want to throw it out there, honestly.
Sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a
One of
while.
those fun facts.
Anywho, Maddie, who you got?
First one, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think it's the perfect bounce back spot for them. I think it's the perfect letdown spot for Tampa Bay. Numbers right in that sweet spot, the 2.5. I like the Bears money line personally. I do think they're gonna win. I think it's a good matchup for them. I don't think there's a major talent, disparity between the two teams. So I think it's just a good spot. Again, I don't think the Bears are as bad as they looked last week, as we kind of talked about earlier. But
I don't think the Bucs are as good as they look either.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit different game plan from Gutsy. So at least I hope that's what I'm banking on. So Bears plus 2.5. And then my second
one. I got
one,
you at 3, Maddie.
I'll take it. I'll take the 3. My second one, I'm going to go with another bounce back team. I think Cincinnati minus 3.5. Actually, I've got them at 3 on FanDuel. I've got them at 3 on FanDuel, Caesars, and PointsBet. So I'm going to take Cincy minus 3 against Baltimore. Joe Burrow coming back. I don't think is going to have another game as poor as the first one. No, they're not going to be playing in piss poor weather conditions either.
It's also early season Joe Burrow though.
J.K. Dobbins out for the year. I think Baltimore took a pretty big hit on the chin last week with some injuries like that. So that one especially. I think it's another good bounce back spot. Short home fave. So minus 3K Cincinnati.
I am also on the Bears. I just think the ebbs and flows of the NFL.
I think it's one of those perfect spots, Boomy. I do.
I think they're going to win this game. I don't trust Baker. I like Baker Mayfield, but prove it more than one time.
I agree.
And it's also
I still question Todd Bowles too. That guy hasn't been a great NFL coach, and it's just the numbers don't lie. So.
Absolutely, and I am also with Zach on this one. I've got the Lions minus 4.5.
I got 5.5. Is it 4.5?
I got it at 4.5. So I'll put you down for 4.5.
Do I get that?
Yep. You sure do. I just think that it's their first home game. I think this is going to be a very exciting day for.
And I don't think the Seahawks are as good as they are supposed to be.
I agree.
I know Geno Smith, he got his payday, but I think some people are going to figure out him.
Well, even if Geno Smith plays well, their defense stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are as hobbled and as put together with gum and twigs as you can be, and the Rams just manhandled them. So I like the Lions sitting here at 4.5. Let's go to the afternoon. I'm sorry. Pigoy has the Chiefs minus 3 and the Buccaneers minus 3.
Look at this guy.
Let's hope.
His Vikings are really fucking well tonight.
Let's go to the afternoon games. Who you got, Zach?
I got the Commanders plus 3 in Denver. The Broncos. They mean this team. This team.
I got you 3.5 is what I put it in this morning.
Did I say 3.5? Did I say 3?
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually did have 3.5. They stink. I'm gonna go Rams plus 8 versus the 49ers. I just don't think I think the 49ers are good, but I also think the Rams are better than what people thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I think Sean McVay is really showing his cards. I think what he did last week, I was impressed.
Couldn't believe it.
They still have Matthew Stafford. They still have a quarterback that can.
Matthew Stafford is a good Hall of Fame.
I just don't see him getting blown out here.
No.
Maddie, who you got?
First one, I got the Giants minus 4 against Arizona. I think Arizona fucking stinks. I think the Giants obviously looked bad against Dallas and got shut out. Dallas is a much, much different team, and I don't think it's another situation where I don't think the Giants are nearly as bad as they looked.
Yeah.
In week 1, tough division opponent. I think Dallas just kind of found it early and often, and it just once you get the wheels out of control, it just kind of spirals. Daniel Jones a little bit of a bounce back, and
Everyone was talking about Arizona, how physical they were. They still are not a very good team. So regardless of how physical you are, they lost to Washington. I don't think Washington's all that great. So I'm going to take the Giants. They're -4. The other one I'm gonna go with Zach on the one was oh my god, I'm just having a blackout here. No,
Rams.
What was it? Rams. Jesus, I'm like blacking out here. All right, yeah, Rams. I got them at 7.5. You said 8. I don't see 8, but I'll take whatever.
I have it at 8.
All right, I'll take 8. I don't think they're that bad of a team.
No,
Really,
I don't think the 49ers are that good of a team.
I do think the 49ers are really good. I think 8's a lot of fucking points.
I understand all this hype, but dude, I think Brock Purdy's just getting overrated.
I just maybe not. I just don't think the Rams are an 8-point dog at home.
That means you got to beat them by them more than a touchdown. I just don't see that.
I think it's a ton of points, so I'm going to take the Rams plus a 7.5 or 8, whatever.
All right, I got them +8, and then so you got Rams and who was your other one, Zach?
I had Rams.
The Commanders. Sorry, I'm having +3.5.
And
plus 3.5.
Rams
at Denver.
I had Rams, Giants -4.
Okay. Hang on, I got a little turned around here.
Have you said yours yet?
No, I have not.
Maddie,
yeah, what did you get the Giants at 4.5?
4. -4.
Okay.
I think the Rams are just like they're overlooked. I just don't think they're going to be as bad as people think they are. And to be +8 at home, come on.
All right. I am going to go. I've also got the Giants at -4. It's the exact same reason as Matt. I don't think they're 40 points worse than Dallas. I think it was just kind of a fluke game.
I think the Giants fucking suck.
Oh, I disagree. They got too many weapons there, but they might suck. But Arizona sucks a lot worse than.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I sometimes just like once you get into the thick of the season, it's like, well, what team could suck? Sometimes it's just like which team can suck more.
That is true. I've also I'm going against Zach here. Is I've got the Broncos -3.5. I think that they can't be as bad as they were. Dude, I keep thinking
they can. They definitely can.
So wait, what about the Washington Commanders makes you think that they're so good?
What about the
and it's Commanders? A home game.
What was this Denver team?
Dude, this Denver team at least has Russell Wilson, who at some point is going to figure it out.
You could say that all last season.
Yeah. Last season was a complete anomaly, though. You fire a coach 5 weeks into the season.
Yeah, the first week was a lot greater. But is greater a word?
Yes, great. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, better, but yeah. Well, you want to put a bet? You want to bet me and you?
No, I'll just beat you in the picks.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Russell's going to figure it out. Sorry, boys. I've got to ask one more time. I've got all kinds of computer issues right now.
Dude.
Shut up. Then you do it. You don't even put your own picks in, so you can type them in from now on. Maddie, you had the Giants and the Commanders?
No.
Giants, Rams.
I had Giants and Rams.
Okay. And then Zach had Rams, Commanders.
Yep.
Okay. We're all good. Pigoy has the Rams. I'm the only one that doesn't have the Rams. And he also has the Commanders. So let's move.
That didn't help me at all.
Let's move into the Sunday night game. We have the Dolphins and the Patriots. Zach, who you got here?
Dolphins -3. I don't know if you have a different number, but
I got 2.5 earlier.
I think the Patriots stink. And I think the Dolphins are going to be a very good team this year.
I'll give them to you.
Unbelievable.
Dolphin. I got -2.5 this morning. So
I love that. Maddie,
who you got?
I'm taking the home dog, Patriots. It's one of those spots I usually always take the interdivision home dog, so I'm not going to pass this one up. I don't think
list.
New England had a shot to beat Philly last week, I thought, and kind of pissed it away. Miami
it's to the list.
Miami
You stuck to the
Miami
list.
got a. What's that?
You stuck to the list.
Yeah, that's how I went 1-5 last week. So we'll see.
No, what I'm saying is
So-
the home dog interdivision. That's the list. Rico's list. Remember the Rico's list? Dose list.
What's that?
Oh, never mind. You don't remember. It's from Barstool.
This was the interdivision home dog was an old Carmen DeFalco and Harry Tynowitz call.
No, I know.
That's what used to get me on him.
But I do. It's just like, do you trust Mac Jones that much?
No, but this is why I'm also taking the Patriots, is because I trust Bill Belichick interdivision to throw something there, and I love what the Dolphins did.
It's always
Such
been
a good
Brady.
game plan.
It's always been Brady. It was Brady. It was always Brady.
No, I think that Bill Belichick is the best football coach of all time.
Dumbest, I know this is not with anything to what we're talking about right now, but the dumbest shit ever is people thinking that Tom Brady was going to come back and play for the New York Jets.
I think Tom Brady's doing just fine.
First of all, he's retired very much, and for him to want to come back and play with the New York Jets, not going to happen.
Hard to argue with.
Maddie, sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good.
Monday night, we were talking about this last week. We got two Monday night games.
You didn't say yours.
Yeah, I said I'm taking the Patriots. I trust Bill Belichick too much.
Sorry.
Two Monday night games, 6:15. We got the Saints.
I only picked one. Were you supposed to pick both of them?
No, you can just pick one.
Okay.
I'll start with mine. I literally am going to go against the thing we just talked about. I'm going to take the Saints -3. I just think they're a better football team. I know that Carolina's an interdivision home dog, but I just think the Saints have too many weapons for the Panthers to handle right now. And I think that the way the Saints played last week was kind of ugly. I think they got a couple things they got to straighten out, and they're still going to be 3 points better than the Panthers. So that's who I'm going on Monday night. Zach, who do you got?
I'm also going against that, but the other team, I'm taking the Browns -2.5 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this Browns team is going to be pretty decent.
I like the Browns this year. I like that.
As much as you want to hate it, and much as you can definitely hate the team, honestly. But I think that I don't think the Steelers are going to be that good this year.
I don't disagree. Maddie, who you got?
This one I already took. I took a money line +150. It's already down to +132, so I feel okay about that. But that's Carolina. Took them at home. I think they're gonna win. I think Bryce Young looked pretty good from what I saw of him. I think it's one of those spots
to happen,
too.
though. We do not want that to happen.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I know. I'm just.
They
kidding.
don't. I mean, they did lose, so. It's what we need anyway, but New Orleans stinks. I don't think New Orleans is very good. Derek Carr stinks. The team just doesn't do anything for me. So I think it's a spot, again, played out card, but just like the last Sunday night game, take the interdivision home dog and this one money line plus whatever you can get them. So +3 is what I see for spread.
Yep, that's what I got you at.
Before we get into the college football, I sat there watching the Bears-Packers. Bears get their ass kicked. And I got thinking to myself, I go, what if the Bears had the 1 and 2 pick next year? They got the Panthers pick, and then they have their own pick. And they're 1 and 2.
Caleb Williams.
And then who else?
Yeah, your pick.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious, I think.
It made me sad.
I wouldn't hate you for
like
thinking
a
that.
7th rounder for Justin Fields.
Yeah, exactly.
Maddie.
If we end up with the 1st or 2nd pick, that means Justin Fields is not panning out.
Yes.
So, pretend like he's great. He's gonna be great.
I'm not off team Justin.
No, I know.
I'm saying if we end up
I'm
with
the one. I'm the one who was
pick,
talking about getting the 1 and 2 pick next year.
yeah,
So
if we end up with the 1st or 2nd pick on the Bears pick, that means
we're
Justin
screwed.
Fields
Yeah, that means
is what we hope.
this is his last year to figure something out.
Well, let's go, like you said, let's jump into some college football talk. I got a quick Illinois rundown here of all the Division One, 1 and 1AA teams. Illinois 1-1, tough loss at Kansas last week. Going to be a really tough week this week. Heading to Penn State, going to Happy Valley. Northwestern sitting at 1-1, I believe. Yeah, 1-1. But they go to number 21 Duke. Going to be a tough one there. NIU, I can't stress this enough. How do you lose to Southern Illinois? That's so bad.
How do you beat Boston College in one of the biggest games? Not one of the biggest games. I know they had whatever, but it's a huge win. You go on the road, you beat Boston College, and then you lose to Southern Illinois. What?
It's so bad.
That's what college football is fun to watch because of all what can happen. But that's crazy.
It was so bad.
It doesn't make any sense.
I still, it's been almost a week and I'm still struggling talking about it. So
you know what I mean? Like you go to that roller coaster of a win against Boston College, whatever, and then you lose that game. It's like,
yeah, so bad, dude. But they go to Nebraska, who is needing a win like they need oxygen.
They play NIU. NIU's played Nebraska.
Yeah, they're at Nebraska. Last time they were in Nebraska, they won. But
that'd be awesome because they gotta be getting paid some moolah to go there.
Yeah, but I'm very worried about picking up a win as bad. I mean, they scored 11 points. It's embarrassing right now. NIU against Southern.
Oh.
In the 1AA category, Eastern Illinois is 2-0 heading to – or I'm sorry, ISU is 2-0 heading to Eastern this weekend. Southern Illinois 2-0 heading to Southeast Missouri. Eastern Illinois is 1-1, but their losses to Bowling Green FCS school. And they play Illinois State. And unfortunately, Western Illinois 0-2, and they played Lindenwood. So an opportunity for a win there. Things aren't great in Illinois football right now, especially for the FCS schools.
Well, NIU, I thought they're going to be like the amazing team or whatever. They got the big win first week, and then they do that.
They had the opportunity. If you come out and you smash Southern Illinois and you're coming into the Nebraska week 2-0, you're feeling a lot better. Now it's like, holy cow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say like Southern Illinois has been ranked the last like 3 or 4 years in 1AA, but it's that you can't lose at home to Southern Illinois. You just can't. You can't do it. But anyway, in the big dogs, the top 5 kind of sits similar to what it has been, as Georgia is number 1, Michigan number 2, Florida State 3, Texas 4, and USC 5. I think the big one from last weekend is Bama losing to Texas. So here's my question. Is Bama dead? Is Texas back? Where are you guys at on that one? That was a fun
Texas is back, but I do not think
that.
Bama's gone.
I hate Texas. I don't think they're back. I don't think they'll ever be back, especially when they go to the SEC. It's going to be a tough road for them. But
Eddie, you don't think Bama's dead?
They beat Bama at Bama.
They got Nick Saban's got fucking rings upon rings upon rings and still keeps recruiting everybody. Nick Saban isn't going anywhere. So.
I understand that, but like
he's gone.
Bama and they won the game. Like they need to get some credit for that.
I mean, Bama's not going to go under. I don't. The expectation of undefeated every year is but like fucking bananas.
But to think
that's
like
wild.
That takes a lot of gumph to go into Alabama and win the game. I mean, that's what like made Johnny Manziel what he was. You win to Alabama and you win the game at Alabama. Like it's a different environment. Like
Quinn Ewers was the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school too. It's not like this guy's not. They got talent too.
I understand that, but I think Texas needs a little more credit than they're getting.
It's not like they lost to Appalachian State, is my point.
Yeah.
I think the Bama is dead thing could probably slow it.
No, like I'm not in no way saying Alabama's dead, but I'm not saying Texas is up.
But the question also was, is Bama dead? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I did.
No, but if I'm picking Texas is good, I'm not saying Bama's dead.
I know. I'm arguing the question that Boomy asked of is Bama dead?
I don't think
it was a question more than like argue the other side.
I think both can be true, but I don't think.
No, there's no way. Bama will never be dead. Bama will never be dead. But it's becoming more prevalent that there are competition up to their level. Like they're not just like the greatest thing of all time like a few years ago. I mean, you look at a team like Colorado who won one game last year, and now with the NIL and the transfer portal, like these teams can be reshaped differently.
I also think it's just one of those like years where everybody considers it like a down year for Bama, and they're maybe going to lose 2 games. Like
maybe I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there's more people going to be closer to their level and whatever than before.
And I also like wasn't insanely shocked by the one on Saturday because Texas almost beat Alabama last year. So I think it'll be fun. I like
still
that.
2 ginormous football programs that donors put majillions of dollars in and have like the best facilities and whatever. Like Texas is just having one of those years.
Yeah, I think that I'd like to see where Texas goes from here because it does feel like a spot.
It also makes college football fun too. It's not just
it also
the
feels
Alabamas
like
and the Georgias and stuff like that.
Old Texas is going to like drop a weird one, so now it's really like show what you got. So week 3, not a ton of ranked matchups, kind of the big ones.
I think isn't it week 2?
No, last week was week
0, 1, 2.
And then now this is week 3.
No, because we're in week 2 of the NFL, right?
Yep.
So that means
college football started
0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe you're right.
I know. It's week 3.
0, 2 weeks before the NFL season?
Yeah.
Yep. I think you're right.
No, I can show you right here on the Score app. It's week 3.
Did they could they count week 0 though?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see that.
Big ones this weekend, Florida and Tennessee. I don't think this is as big of a game. I'm not impressed.
Florida's going to get smashed.
I don't know about that. We'll see. It's also in Florida, I think.
Dude, we saw Graham Mertz the first game, dude. No.
Yeah, did you see him last week put up 49 points pretty easily?
Who'd they play?
McNeese State. That's not what we're talking about.
That's exactly what I thought. McNeese State. How is Florida playing McNeese? I mean, we got to get better than that.
He still threw
how you said that with a straight face.
I like how you like. If I were you, I would have pleaded the fifth and be like, I'm not saying the name.
Like
I'm
number
not
12,
saying the name.
McNeese State.
McNeese. Is that?
Hey,
is that
Cowboys?
Is that like actually like D1?
Yes, they're 1AA.
No.
Read a book.
They're not D1.
But the way you said it was like so sincere. Like they play McNeese State. Oh my God, Florida? You mean the place that's the swamp?
Hey, you put some respect on McNeese State. You leave the Cowboys out of this, all right?
No problem. I mean, they're taking a ricochet shot here, but like for you to say that was a straight face was insane.
Other big game I had scheduled or listed was San Diego State and Oregon State. San Diego State is always like kind of there. They're always in bowl games, and then Oregon
always
State
in like football and basketball.
Yeah, they're just a solid school.
Well, I mean, that's got to be the easiest recruitment of all time.
Yeah,
come to San Diego.
That is true.
I mean, you want to live in like the most beautiful place in the world.
What are your guys' thoughts on Oregon State? They're 2-0 right now. I have the Uga Ungalele kid. You guys like Oregon State this year?
He's looked really good. He's been outstanding for him. And the Pac-12 is loaded. That's why I do think people may want to pump the brakes on Colorado a little bit because they're going to run into a gauntlet of teams here in their schedule soon.
Yeah.
So make it personal all you want, but you're going to start playing really fucking good teams and not, a beat up TCU and a downtrodden Nebraska squad.
At what point is it like it's not like we told you so? Like at some point, like, okay, you have maybe the number one quarterback in the college football. Like you have a guy who can play offense and defense very well. Like, yeah, you're going to be good at some point.
I want to see Colorado's defense against fucking Bo Nix and Caleb Williams, and then we can talk. Let me see those games, and then we can talk.
I
It'll be
agree.
fun, though.
And like
It'll
you
be fun,
said,
though.
I agree. Colorado's got tons of talent, but all I'm saying is it's going to be
Yeah.
there's fucking levels, and that's
Yeah.
a
Way to beat
step up.
Nebraska.
That's my point.
Yep, I agree. And then the last game I had scheduled, I don't know why, but I just like this Jersey matchup, Minnesota and UNC, Maddie's Tar Heels.
That's That's also a weird matchup too.
I kind of thought so too. Maddie, are the Tar Heels going to get it done?
Yeah. I mean,
What is it? They always like they make college football games like 5 to 10 years in advance.
Yeah.
Minnesota's got. I mean, they lost to Nebraska in the first week. I mean, don't have a very good offense. I think Carolina will at least be able to score on them. So we'll see. I think
Never
is
been
the
a
May,
Minnesota.
Is the May kid is he worth checking in for this game? Is he everything that they talk about?
He's outstanding.
Holy
he's
shit! I
good.
seen his NIL deal. He's making like $1 million or $2.
I also, Maddie, you're going to be very mad at me for this. I did not realize that his brother was the
Luke May
basketball team.
Oh,
yeah.
Did not realize that. That one kind of slipped past the goalie.
His brother was a little taller.
Yeah, a little bit. So, Maddie, of those two Mays, which one do you like more?
Luke.
Drake. Well, Luke beat Kentucky in the Elite Eight, so I mean that was.
That game winner.
That was one of the bigger shots that
easily,
But Drake May is very good, very very good. So I think
all right, that's fair. I will be checking that game out on Saturday. But before we wrap things up, boys, as always, let's get into the TCF top 3, and this week is balls. So the top 3 balls.
Sports balls,
which you may.
Sports balls.
Yeah, sports balls. Whatever, balls, doesn't matter. Does anybody other than Matt, would you like to go first this week? Zach's been going first for like the last 6 months.
This is one I wish I could go first on.
Yeah, sure. 1-1's an easy answer. It's the Nerf Vortex. There's no question. That's the best ball that's ever been made.
The one that goes.
Yeah, it's got that fucking
right by your head.
The rocket on the back end. You can throw those things like
you
75 yards. Yeah, those things are great. Fun for everybody. They have the whistle on them, some of them too. So it's like you get the full effect. So
very important question here, Matt.
Nerf Vortex, definitely.
Do you prefer the whistle or no whistle?
No whistle. It's got a weird if you don't. It hurts if you catch it wrong.
Yeah.
Also sucks that you don't get the right whistle either.
Yeah.
Get the guy who can't whistle.
I like the regular one. What was it? Michael Vick threw it like 130 yards out of the stadium or something like that. That commercial was definitely not doctored up.
No, definitely not.
It's a real true one.
That's a great 1-1 pick. Zach, would you like to go second or third?
No, I'll let you go. I'll go third.
All right. I'll take my favorite basketball. I don't know. There's something I guess it might be because it was like the first thing that I got introduced to. And that's what I coach, but it's basketball. Perfectly round and symmetrical.
Oh, bounce. My first pick, baseball. A good throw with just throw that baseball. Like, it's weird though because I played slow pitch softball, and you get used to the bigger size ball, and then when you go back to throwing a baseball, it almost feels like you're throwing a peanut. It's so weird throwing that, but just throwing a baseball and getting a good catch in is fun. What's my second ball gonna be?
While Zach's thinking,
I got to make fun of you real quick because you said the basketball is symmetrical. By definition, a ball is symmetrical. So,
well, okay, I meant spherical. I guess was the right word. That's a fair criticism.
I mean, a very large
I got my second one. Croquet ball.
Ooh,
interesting.
You get and you go between those things that like this. We used to do family events. What?
Yeah, are they called spokes or willows? I don't know.
Is that what it is?
And croquet, and you kind of hit with that, and it's a fun game.
All right, Zach, big missed opportunity here from you. My second pick, golf ball.
Oh, I love golf ball. I hit that right in the water.
Sure. That's true.
I
love the colored ones. I don't know what it is. I just always play the highlighter yellow ones. So, but any of them, give me the golf balls.
This dude is
Maddie.
always got like a different color. I mean, he doesn't ever have a white golf ball. Let's just say that.
You guys literally just gave me this one. This is the easiest win of my life. Number 1, 2 basically is the wiffle ball. Like, what are we talking about, guys? Like, everybody's Greg Maddux, everybody's Roger Clemens, everybody's Nolan Ryan. Or if your pitcher stinks, you're fucking Barry Bonds or Manny Ramirez just blasting the ball.
Well, yeah.
Anybody can play wiffle ball.
Well, you can make that wiffle ball just do some weird stuff.
You don't need a ton of room. You can make them dance. You can absolutely smash them. Super cheap. You can get them at like Walgreens, for God's sake. Wiffle balls are elite ball. And lastly, the gym class hero, Boomy. I don't know how you missed this one, but dodgeball, the regular standard dodgeball. Blowing up nerds, blowing up athletes. Anybody you get a shot on, you just light them up. And, all kinds of variations of the game back in the day. Medic, aerial bombardment, standard dodgeball. Just elite games, elite ball. So much you can do with it. You play foursquare. You can play kickball. Just the standard dodgeball. Just an elite
The
weapon.
big rubber one, right?
Yeah, the red one. The red one, rubber with like the little grippies on it.
I like how I mean, if you step back from this, we're literally just drafting balls.
That's the whole point.
You guys aren't. I'll tell you that much. I am.
Yeah, you're kind of running away with this, Maddie. I didn't prepare well enough.
Outside the box, boys. Come on.
I think I have great balls.
You took croquet in the second round.
I mean, that's a great pick.
Take it easy. I haven't played croquet since the Clinton administration. My third round pick.
Play croquet.
Arguably
the
most fun to throw. The football, just like a standard leather football.
That's fine.
I think that's an easy. That should have been a first round pick.
I'm going ping pong balls.
That's
what I'm going to go with my last one.
I don't hate that one. Versatile drinking game, regular game, whatever you got. Good thing.
I think you guys are underestimating the croquet.
A dog chew toy.
I think you overdrafted. That would have been a good third round. Your
ping pong would have been a better second round pick in my opinion.
I guess you guys didn't pick it either. So
ping pong was a great pick.
I would feel bad if I were you then.
I got my top 3 on my board. I got my big 3 right off the get go, dude. It just fell right into my lap. So
Miami Heat.
I'm not
going to day.
Golf ball might have saved me, but I think Maddie might have won this draft.
We need to start doing that. We need to start doing like people can pick
we
it.
Did that for a little while.
Poll style. We gotta do poll style. We'll have Pigoy make us a graphic, and we're gonna start pulling it.
Well, this will be our test. Does Pigoy listen to the episode?
Yeah.
Pigoy listens. He doesn't need to text us. He can just put the poll on.
We're over an hour in. Let's see if he's here or not.
I think Pigoy usually does listen. Actually,
we'll see. We'll see, Maddie.
Maddie.
You see, sometimes he does he knows what we're talking about. That's because Boomy says it in the first minute.
Yeah. He might just listen to the first 40
Imagine.
seconds.
We'll see. We're going to figure that out right now.
Honorable mentions for the top 3 boys before we go. Maddie.
Bocce ball. Bocce ball.
Yep.
A bocce ball. That was,
spike ball.
I mean, are we going sports balls or just balls?
I actually was thinking of tennis
where you want
ball.
to go with this.
Tennis ball. I was a big fan.
What are you naming this then? Sports balls or balls?
Balls.
Then ball sack.
Balls.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, that's got to be top 5 balls. And none of us used.
No, pass. I disagree.
Yeah, balls are gross. All right, that's enough of this episode. I don't know where we could possibly go from here, but that is the end of episode 200 of Typical Chicago Fans.
We're on 200 now. Just so you know, we're at 200. We may have been at 169 before. We are at 200 now.
So next week we'll be on episode 201. But find us on Twitter at typical_Chicago, Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on YouTube for all of our content in video form. Wherever you get your podcast, we are also there. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, subscribe, rate, and review. You can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Of course, we got Zach and Z, Alilia, TCF, and Maddie at schools_01. Thank you for sticking around the 200 episodes. It's been a really fun 5.5+ years. We appreciate all the times you guys listen and watch and comment on whatever dumb stuff we're talking about.
As we get done with the TCF top 3 of balls.
Yes, we did. We went out with a bang there. But we appreciate you joining us. That was episode 200 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.